very little of the dark wax. As a matter of fact, I'm using an old tin because I won't even use all of that. Keep your clear wax close too, because the clear wax will act like an eraser. This is going to kind of make it shabby and make it kind of look antique. This is going to erase mistakes. If you happen to put too much of this on, or if you decide you don't like it, this is going to help you. It's a little bit of an eraser. Okay, so here we go. Get a little teeny bit of dark, and you're going to want to put just a little bit on, and we're going to go in areas that you would normally get maybe around the corner, around a little bit of the gingerbread. We're going to go over it like this here. So I'm going to just put a little bit on, and you can just wipe it off. Just along the top here. You see it's kind of going to turn a little bit brown. Now look, I don't like that at all, so I'm going to take a little bit of my clear, and I'm just going to erase that. It's going to be no problem. See how that's coming right off just like that? There we go. I'll put some more of my dark in a different area. Put it around the corners here. Kind of just add. Now, you want to make sure when you're using the dark wax that you use the clear wax first. Otherwise it will soak right up into there, and you really don't want it to soak right up in there because it will change the whole color of your paint, and then you won't be able to take the dark off. So make sure you use the clear first, even if you are planning on using a little bit of that dark. Use the clear first. Alright, I really like that. Looking nice and textured there. Okay, let's put it on. I'm going to put it on over here, on over those spots there. Got a little bit more of my wax here. Okay, I'm going to just go over top of that. Ooh, see how it's getting in there? That's okay. That's great. Take our little bit of our clear, and we're going to erase a little bit of that. Okay. It's going to look hideous at first, but it's okay. Some of this stuff with the dark is going to be a little bit of trial and error. And it is pretty to see a little bit of difference in color in there. Alright. And a little bit more dark. You notice the dark really does change the color. So some people do like to put dark over the entire thing. But the main purpose is to kind of make it look a little bit shabby, almost dirty. Okay, so I'm getting to this bottom here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it and just lightly brush over the top of it, because you're going to touch just the pieces that are raised. It can get into the grooves a little bit, but you notice how it's just going to stick mostly on the gingerbread area here. That's really good. That's what we want. I'll put a little bit here, and you can get some more. Some places can be darker than others because over time these things are never going to look exactly the same darkness in any area. You can see how that is. Now if I decided I want more, I can just slather it on, or if I decided I just don't like it at all, I take it off with the clear. I'm doing it on the legs too, so a little bit more liberal here on the legs, and then I can just take it off if I don't like it. Looking nice and shabby. See, as I'm going around these curves here, you'll see some of the dark collected more in one area. That's perfect. That's what you want. Once again, this paint is a perfectly imperfect paint. And just gives you a nice shabby look. Alright, we have finished our adding the dark wax on here, and we've done it in all the places that could potentially look dirty. You don't have to worry about it looking perfect because it doesn't have to. It's part of the whole thing to it. But you can see the dark wax really did add quite a bit of character to it compared to the way that it was. It just adds a little bit of interest. So now I'm just finishing up the coat on the top here. And I'm just getting around the edges, some where we've distressed a little bit. It kind of deepens it up a little bit with the dark wax. And since this is a dark color, it's not going to matter. I won't have to use any eraser on top of it. You can see here, I'll get the little bit here on the end. Nice and deep and dark. And after this, I'm going to buff it, and then we'll put our hardware on, and we will be good to go. And then you have a totally complete project. And I would say, in a total, from start to finish of painting with no sand and no prep work, about 3 hours.